Good morning, Dr. Otman. We are from group Twilight Sparkle. Before we start our discussing, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Nurahana binti Muhammad Azlan and my metric number is 212853.
Hi, doctor. My name is Chonglia with metric number 211337.
My name is Nur Izzati binti Kamaluddin. My matrix number is 210085.
Next.
Hello everyone. My name is Nur Suhaida binti Marazali and my matrix number is 210629.
Hi everyone, my name is Emilia, daughter of Marfu, and my metric number is 212001.
Okay, so today we will be discussing about recycling. Current recycling efforts are ineffective in reducing waste and material consumption. So, what do you guys think? Maybe we can start with Lian.
Sure. So, from my point of view, I will have to disagree with the statement given, which is current recycling efforts that are ineffective in reducing waste and material consumption, because according to the STAR, in 2020, Malaysia recorded a recycling rate of 30.67%, exceeding the target of 30% of set for that year. So I think nowadays there are many people have started recycling because they can get something from this practice like bonus cash. Because from my research and buyback center that are located in KL and Pahang serve as one of the touch points so that everyone can exchange their recyclable stuff and for cash. So this is my view. Anyone agree with me?
I'm agree with the opinion. Because for me, recycling also can decrease landfill waste. There is a study from Sung Hye Lee and Hye Sun Pei. They are Korean researchers. In their study, it shows that the percentage of recycling has increased and the percentage of landfill has decreased in how the waste allocation in Korea. So when the landfill decrease, it means the total of waste consumption also become lesser. Thus, from recycling, we can save money and energy by reusing material as well as lessen the negative impacts on environment of extracting and processing raw materials. How about the others?
I'm sorry because I have another opinion. Because I think encouraging people to recycle more will never solve the problem of a massive production of waste, such as plastics, that should have been avoided in the first place. This is because some people might think, oh, okay, I'll buy this, then I just recycle it later. From that, we can see that people nowadays allow themselves to buy or use more than they need. Therefore, we should look into reducing and reusing, then recycling. Okay, let me explain in details. Okay. Reducing or cutting down on consumption is the simplest and most effective way to be greener. And because it helps to eliminate waste at the most basic level. Okay. In addition to when we reducing manufacturing and recycling loads, it also helps us to save money since buying less stuff means spending fewer dollars. Now people often mix up the reuse and recycling, even if they are actively engaged in reusing materials and items. The term reuse is broadly defined as any activity that extends the life of an item, while recycling refers to the reprocessing of goods or materials to new raw materials for a different purpose. So, if we keep recycling item, does it mean that we keep making new product and eventually it will become waste? So, what do you think?
Um, yeah, I agree with what you have said just now. In my opinion, current recycling efforts are ineffective in reducing waste and material consumption. As we all know, recycling is a process of starting and processing materials that would otherwise be thrown away as trash and making them into new products. But uh, it is ineffective because it is still under participation and does not reduce waste and material consumption. This is because it is common in schools, homes, but not in local industries. Nowadays, industries are the biggest producers of greenhouse gases and pollution. They have the power to change the packaging and product design and create market demand for recycling materials. But they prefer to use natural resources rather than recyclables. Since the producers are less incentive to reconsider the packaging or the product design, the waste and material consumption are not reducing. It can be said that recycling is not widespread on the large scale. So, what do you think about this?
I actually agree with Hannah. Sorry, I actually agree with Hannah and Emilia. Because it is true that recycling is a good way. For example, our government recently in Selangor, they just proposed that every liter of oil that is being recycled, they will pay them a ringgit and 50 cent per liter. This is for me, this is a very good effort of the government to actually makes people to recycle more. But Hannah and Emilia is correct about this, about the industry. This is because when we're speaking in recycling, recycling is the process of we're trying to make the things that cannot be used anymore into something new. But then, what is the purpose of recycling if the product itself, the first product itself, and for example, the amount of plastic used every year keeps on increasing? Because based on data, I found out that actually plastic production in 2015 it has been increasing to 381 million compared to 313 million tons in 2010. This means that is an increase of 17.8% in 5 years' time of plastic produced. Doesn't that seems a lot to you guys? Because as we all know, for manufacturing especially, we can say that they are trying to make the product recyclable. For example, Milo, when you buy the package Milo, like the UHT one, yes, they use the recyclable box. They use the recyclable straw. But what about the plastic? The straw is in the plastic. What we are going to do about the plastic? So I can say that this industry, they're trying, but then I don't think that they're trying hard enough, because they're actually like globally, we're not talking about Malaysian only, we're talking about globally. So when we're talking about globally, like the whole industry in the world actually use a lot of plastics and other waste materials. So I don't see why recycle is efficient right now. So what do you guys think? Leanne, do you have any opinion?
So I partially agree with Hannah, Emilia, and Shahida. Yes, recycling plastic is not that efficient, but if we look at from different perspective, like we recycling food waste or green waste, because it can generate lots of compost, right? And after that, we can use to grow more fruit and crops. And after that, at the same time, we can reduce bacterial consumption also. And based on my experience, I used to make a compost under teacher guidance and managed to learn how to recycle the food waste and turn it into a useful compost. I think recycling food waste is also a good way to reduce the waste. So yeah, this is my view. How about Hannah?
Okay. You have a good point that recycling can significantly reduce the amount of food waste, for example, right? However, I believe that only a small number of people are very sensitive about this recycling matter because as we can see in the market, for example, in grocery stores, sometimes they provide like paper bags or recycled plastic, but does it helps in reducing the materials? Because I think when we already use the plastic or paper bag, eventually that plastic was not collected and just they dump into the landfills. So in that we can see that the recycling is not very effective in reducing the waste or materials, because we talk about the production of plastic itself. I think recycling is not the best way lah. The best way. I'm sorry. Okay. So how about Izati and Emilia?
Okay. I agree with you, Hannah. Actually, um, recycling is recycling efforts are ineffective because um, there are many people who put their efforts to recycle some waste, but there are a lot many people out there who are doesn't consider about this recycling. So that's why it is not ineffective. For example, some people they just put recyclable objects and non-recyclable objects in the same bin. If recyclable and non-recyclable objects are put in the same bin, the all of the waste cannot be recycled and they will be sent to the landfill. So this is why recycling is ineffective because of some people are not reconsidering about the recycling. Nowadays, tons of recyclables are sent to the landfills, making a mess of ecosystem. A recent study also suggests only 9% of the world's plastic is recycled. So this is why current recycling efforts are ineffective. For example, if we buy a Lexus biscuit packet, we can see that the outer packaging also already in plastic packaging, and then we open that, inside also have plastic in the like transparent one, and then we want to eat if we want to eat the Lexus biscuit, another plastic we have to open. So each of them have plastics. So for one consumption is 3 times plastic. So imagine we have millions of people in the world, and only part of the people are suggesting about recycling. So others are not. So this is why current recycling efforts are ineffective. So what do you think, Izati?
After I listening to everyone's opinion, I'm also think like recycling ineffective in most waste consumption because like many materials that like is hard is too difficult to recycling, but maybe there are um some ways that can be recycled such as food, but it also like have hard techniques to do it. Yeah, I think that's all for me.
Okay. I think now we all agree that current recycling effort is not the best way to reduce waste and material consumption, right? Everyone agree, Lian?
Yes,
Okay.
majority
So
of us.
okay. So maybe next time we can discuss about other alternative ways in reducing waste. So I want to say thank you everyone, and until we meet again.
Thank you.